Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites. Welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of The Crimson Cure. And this is my live perspective. We're going to talk about these older women and how they've decided to compete with younger women. I need my younger women to understand that the older women are helping to create passport bros. They have been the number one supporters of passport bros. These bitter aunties that tell y'all to be strong and independent, they are the number one supporters of passport bros. Okay. Because they are consistently telling y'all to do the things that did not work for them. That did not work for them. And trying to sell you on the fact that it did work for them and that they're happy with the choices in life that they have made. And they are not. They're not happy. We're going to look at a little bit of a clip. Shout out to the brother Raul from Please Act Right. We're going to talk about what is this with the whole marriage is a scam and don't get married. And not everybody want to be married. And not everybody want to be a wife. And then demonizing marriages, demonizing old school marriages. Older women back in the day couldn't read and they could, it's the throwing of the shade for me. I can't speak enough on the hypocrisies and the inconsistencies of them talking about Big Mama's marriage, because especially considering the fact that a lot of you youngest Big Mamas is my age. So y'all don't know nothing about the baby boomer and the greatest generation's marriages. You have no idea. You have never even seen it. You don't know what you talking about. Your big mama is my age, 45. She ain't never been married. She's still thotting and bopping in the street. You don't know nothing about no marriage because you have not seen a marriage. And so to allow somebody to come through and tell you that marriage is a scam and you have never seen one, nor have you participated in one, is just stupid to me. I mean, I don't understand where y'all brains at dripping out y'all nose. Thank you so much, Steve. At Blessings, good peeps, no marshmallows in here. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate all of your contributions. Thank you so much. Lucky Lefty say, hey, Kendra, thought about you a few days ago while talking with my older sister. A local restaurant tried having a mixer. However, they couldn't get enough black men to show up. Reflect from last year. Oh, and they don't get to say that was a hoax. That's interesting. Thank you, Devon, for your super sticker, sweetheart. It's interesting that you say that because last year when we reported on that all the men showed up later, you know, whatever. Likely story. Likely story. This is they don't like respect. Let's just start there. These chicks nowadays, I don't understand how the older ones get brainwashed by the young. This is just lets me know y'all just old. There's no wisdom, and it's a trip to see an old person with no wisdom. So life just ain't taught you nothing. You done spent 5, 6, sometimes 7 decades in this world. You done almost spent a century in this world, and you don't know nothing. You don't know nothing. You can't dispense no wisdom. You don't got a good word for nothing. Nothing. You ain't got, you know, I can't sit at your feet and learn nothing worthwhile. Thank you, Invest. I'm highlighting you. Shout out to you. Invest and motivate. A former coworker called a woman in our job, okay, Auntie, in a respectful way. She got mad and said, "Who you calling Auntie? This lady was almost 50. We were 30." Just like Oprah didn't want to be called Auntie. Oprah is old. And the young girls was calling her Auntie, the 20-somethings. She old enough to be their mammy. And they said, "Well, you know, Auntie, I'm not nobody's Auntie." Well, fine me, and that's why nobody rock with you know how. You're a scam anyway. You ought to be glad somebody want to talk to you, little scam artist. A $1 billion scam artist. And it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing to see somebody be in this world for as long as you've been here and you don't know nothing. Your comprehension level, it's tripped out to watch it. It's sad. It's sad. The young women that come here call me Auntie, but they in their 20s. I'm old enough to be their mama. They just don't want old to touch them. That's what that is. They don't want old to touch them. These women is young. They in their 20s. They in their early 30s and stuff like that. I am Auntie. I am Auntie. Gen X just don't want old to touch them because we feel youthful, most of us, especially if we got our mobility of our body and stuff like that. Because I don't feel old, but I'm aware of my age. I ain't ashamed to be 45. I ain't ashamed. Because I'm gonna touch on it for a second. That's part of the bitterness of a lot of these chicks. That's part of the bitterness of a lot of these chicks. They don't want old to touch them. That's why they don't like being called auntie and all this other kind of stuff. I ain't nobody auntie. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're not fit for the title, but your age give you the title. Now, I'm aware that I'm 45 years old. I know I ain't 25. But they don't like old to touch them. Women are generally bothered by aging. Let me just say that. And it's a little bit of a tangent, but I'm going to spin for just a second. I'm going to come back. Women have an issue with aging because with age comes the decline of our beauty. And women have long had they value tied to their beauty. So imagine a person whose complete value is tied to their youth and their beauty. Two things that are gonna change no matter what you do. As long as you keep breathing, you're gonna get older. And even if you continue to be pretty, the beauty changes. It changes. It become older. You look older. I don't look the same that I look 20 something and stuff like that. I just don't. So when your entire value, what you were chosen for, what men wanted you for, even in marriage, men want you for what? Your beauty and your youth entices them. And so a woman's value is tied to her youth and beauty, just like a man's value is tied to his level of production, what he can produce and what he can do. Okay, men who do more are considered to be more valuable, more or less generally speaking. And men that can't produce much are considered not as valuable because they can't do things. So women, the same, more beautiful. The more beautiful you are, the more valuable you are perceived to be. If you're young and beautiful, you're very valuable. If you're young but you're not beautiful, you're all right. If you're young and you're ugly, you got a problem. If you're old and you're ugly, you got a big problem. You understand what I'm saying? So we have age bother us. I'll give you a quick little story. I was crying about a week or two ago because I couldn't thread a needle anymore. Thread a needle. Because my eyes couldn't focus on the small eye of the needle and the thread. It was almost invisible to me. Now, my eyesight has always been perfect. I'm perfect 20/20 vision. I've never had an eye issue at all. But these eyes is 45 years old. And some of that sharpness is gone away. So when I couldn't do it, I got frustrated. Okay? And I started crying a little bit because it hit me. It hit me. Like, baby, you didn't get old. Then my eyes don't do the same thing they did even 5 years ago. Your eyes is different. They different. You might need glasses. I'm coming to it that I need glasses. Like the prescription. These are not prescription. You understand? So your eyes don't do the same thing like they did before. And other parts of your body, your knees and you got to go ahead, get up out your seat. Could you hop up like when you were young, So women have an issue with aging because we feel the decline of the value of those things going down. So women have an issue with it. a lot of women can't cope. When you are not emotionally mature enough to cope and understand and deal with, I'm aging. My value as a woman doesn't have to go down because I have aged. The only reason that a lot of these hyenas be mad about aging, because they ain't got no man. It's like these little bitter aunties. They ain't got no man. That's why it's a big deal. It's a big deal because they ain't got no man. Ain't got no husband. Got nobody to grow old with. See, my husband caught me just before I got old. I'm mature. You understand? He caught me at Auntie, not grandma. But I'm gonna become grandma with him. You understand? So it's not a big of a deal to me. I get in my head a little bit sometimes, like I just told you with the eyes and stuff like that. I can't thread a needle. I've been sewing 30 years and can't thread a needle. That was devastating. You understand? But we're going to grow old together. When I get old, I'm gonna have me a husband. And he gonna be all right with old me. Because he was there to see it go from auntie to grandma. Okay? This is what these women, this is their problem. They don't want, old is a problem. Value going down is a problem because they've attached their value to their sex. They've attached all their value to what they look like physically and all of that. And this is why you still got, listen, this is why you still got Erica Mena. This is why you still got Natalie Nuns. This is why you still have, what's her name? Kevin Samuels interviewed her. She was a little reality girl too. Tommy Lee. Now, Tommy about my age. Tommy is not young. Tommy is in her 40s. Okay? But Tommy don't look bad, even though she drink too much. Tommy don't look in her 40s. This is how you get the Jocelyn Hernandezes. Why do you think these women are still around trying to be relevant in the same way that they were relevant before? How long ago was Natalie Nunn on Bad Girls Club? When she was young, this had to be about 15 years ago. Had to. Erica Mena is what, in her 30s? You still got Carly Red in her 50s. Still trying to be relevant. Chrissy, Jim Jones' woman, is she 50? Still trying to be in the front of them reality TV cameras and all kind of stuff. Why? Because they can't let it go. They value is in that. They value is, the hair and the nails and the glamour and the showing up this way and show. That's where they value is at. Yes, a scrappy mama D. Still trying to be relevant in that world. You sit down, baby. You done got old, baby. Let me get this super chat because we ain't really cooking yet. Thank you, Mike Andrews. I don't feel old, but sometimes my knees remind me, and they will. Oh, your knees, baby. That's what gets you. Thank you, Well Beats at Faxes. I'm 49, and the teen, 20 and 30-year-olds call me Unc, and I accept it with honor. Exactly. Thank you, Jan Borgen. Said, get your degree from U of G, gynocracy, associates in loose young woman, bachelor's in single motherhood, master's in 30 and still looking, PhD in MOB, miserable old broad. That's clever. I like that. Thank you so much, Ruminants. I see it up close. My ex-wife who fumbled me and never remarried is bitter and angry. My wife, who is 7 years older, is carefree and content. And that is pretty much what I'm getting around to as well. We're going to show the clip in a minute. I ain't forget about that because it sets up what I really want to say. The reason Ruminant's wife is all right and she's 7 years older is because she's a wife. See, a lioness's value as a woman go up even when her like dating market value or whatever goes down. We still age. We still, you know what I'm saying? We'll be in the mirror looking at the grays and, you know what I'm saying, all that kind of stuff because it's like, man, 1 minute I was youthful and the next minute it's not quite. Yeah, let me look in the mirror. Ooh. See, I didn't used to need that foundation. Now I kind of need it. You see them, we'll be in the mirror talking about, see that right there? You know, all that kind of stuff. Your man ain't worried about it. Why is the husband not worried about it? Because if you are being a lioness to him and you are still showing him that femininity and you are still supporting him and loving him that way, he see the young you. He see the you he saw when he met you and all the things that was attractive to him for you. He don't stop seeing you that way. Just like music song don't change. My love will stay the same as long as your love don't change. One of the most beautiful songs I've ever heard, actually. I love that song from him. But y'all know what I'm talking about. I want to sing it, but we're not going to do it. All right. Thank you, hun. 89 say it's the Peter Pan syndrome. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Thosaurus kid. Okay. Thank you, Miss Lou Casey, with your super sticker, beloved. Thank you so much, sweetheart. Thank you, Mark. So I used to be able to run 1.5 miles in 8.5 minutes. Can't no more. I'm old. Y'all working a nice walk will do. Thank you. Thank you. When you are emotionally immature as a woman, you can't handle aging, your sexual market value going down, dating market value going down. The reason why a married lioness ain't worried about that is because we're not dating. We're not dating. I'm not on the dating market. So I ain't worried about what happened when you date. I'm not worried about a whole bunch of men gotta see me sexually and I gotta be, you know what I'm saying, appealing this way and that way. Oh man, I'm getting older. I can't compete with these young. You study competing with these young women out here for these men because you don't got no man, Auntie. You ain't got no man, mama. And to cover the bitterness of not having a man, you tell the young ones when they ask you why you don't have a stable man, why you don't have a stable relationship, why you are not married, why you have never been married, why you have never had, but you got 2, 3 kids, they almost grown, all that kind of stuff. When the young women ask you, you don't got a good excuse. You don't got no excuse that makes sense. So you come up with all of these cockamamie talking points to cover the fact that you wasn't good enough for no men. You mean to tell me the last 25 to 30 years that you have been on a dating market and seeing men and been sexually active in your life, you mean to tell me there has not been one of those men, not one, that you liked, that you wanted, that you loved, that you wish would love you, or one that you fumbled? Huh? They don't want to talk about the one that they fumble. It reminds me of the movie Acrimony. Now, it's been a minute since I've seen Acrimony, but I remember the general gist. He was constantly trying to get, you scam likely though, every day. Anyway, he was constantly trying to get this invention and stuff like that off the ground. He knew it would make money. He didn't know how to necessarily market it or get it where it needed to be in a more timely fashion. Meanwhile, she was carrying the relationship financially. Okay, she was financially carrying the relationship. Finally, she had enough, and her family had been talking to her, girl, you stupid for, paying and stuff like that. Instead of being happy with her husband, you married him in this situation. You married him with the understanding that you were going to carry the relationship financially. You understood that. You was happy with him in that situation, in that predicament. You married him in that state. Now, yes, eventually she's thinking he gonna get it together or get it off the ground, and that's fine. But see, here's the catch-22 when you try to marry somebody for potential. Even if you're marrying that person with the mindset that they're going to do something else and rise in status, here's the question you got to ask yourself as a woman. If this man doesn't do that, if by some chance that doesn't happen, are you satisfied with the relationship and the man today? Do you love him today? Not do you love the man that you think he's gonna be. Do you love that man today as he is? If his financial situation don't change too much, do you love him today? In the condition he in today? Or do you only love what you assume he's gonna be later, but you're not satisfied with who he is today? And so when she finally decided, you know what, you're a bum and blah, 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 I'm done with you, and divorced that man, a little while after that, he hit a lick. He hit the lick. Gets rich. She fumbled him. She fumbled him. Now, in the movie, he does right by her. He calls her up after the divorce. He calls her up. He has these gifts and things. He tells her how much he appreciates all the years that she gave him, all the money that she spent, all of it, the house, the everything, every financial sacrifice she made. He said, I recognize you did that. And he gave her millions of dollars. Wrote a check for her. Millions of dollars to compensate all that she had given and invested in him and his dream all them years. Even though the marriage went sour, she still invested financially in his dream. He recognized he wouldn't have been able to even do it without that sacrifice. So he set her up as a millionaire. You have earned, whether we together or not, you have earned this money. Some of this is your money. So I'm going to give it to you because I know you earned it. It would be wrong of me to make these millions and don't come back and give you nothing. I'm going to give you something. Okay. Time go on. She fumbled him. She missed her chance. She was going to come back and be his wife again. Now that he had made it, finally he had done the thing that she wanted him to do. But he had done got another woman in the meantime. He had done got another woman. And now that new wife was living the life that she thought she had earned and deserved. But it's too late. You fumbled this man. You just got to take that L. You get mad and going on a murder spree. That's no bueno. And she couldn't move on. He could move on. She couldn't move on. She could not let it go. That another woman is living my life and da-da-da-da. She couldn't do it. She could not satisfy herself with the millions of dollars that he had given her and took some time to reflect and go find another man. You go find another man. Go find another man. Just take your L. Don't be coming back through trying to ruin everybody else because you can't take an L. Why am I talking about acrimony? Why am I discussing acrimony? Because that mindset of not being able to take the L and then turning around to become extremely destructive for everybody else because you can't take an L is what these aunties is doing. Sprinkle in them. Sprinkle. Don't look like she did about 5, 6, 7 years ago. No, you can see her aging. Yeah, sprinkle. Something ain't sprinkling. You know, them backgrounds that she used to do her show with, they used to be looking all right back when she said she was married and stuff like that. The little background seemed like it was decent back there. She had a little flowers and she had a little shelf and she had, you know, it was trying to be feminine or whatever. Now she making them videos in the cellar. So I don't know where she at. It's dark and damp looking. It's grim in there, baby. Baby. I don't know where she doing these videos at now. But wherever she doing them videos at now, ain't got no light. All right? Natural or otherwise. I ain't seen no window. Look like she in the basement. All right? Look like if you pan the camera just a little bit, you're going to see a tool shed. I don't know where she at. But she ain't where she, it don't look nice. Sprinkle might need help. Look like she done sat somewhere dark and losing her mind. Baby, baby, what's going on? Blink twice if you need help. If you need somebody to, somebody says she in the sunken place. She might be. Y'all silly. Thank you. Tie boxes. Even Diane Carroll had to admit before she died that she was a handful and ended up dying alone. These bitter aunties will share the same fate. They definitely will. Thank you. Boxing Logic says she needs to sprinkle that being gay everywhere now. After these messages, we'll be right back.
Join PCTechForum.net is a new site. And so we'll be discussing everything related to tech news. They'll be discussing the latest processors, graphic cards, laptops, hard drives, computer cases. They also have a section for pre-built PCs and custom-built PCs, and also a PC straight from the manufacturer. They also be discussing the operating systems and how to troubleshoot them. And said, last but not least, they'll also be discussing the latest games and business. The site is brand new, so people will join for the first time on there. So come and sign up today at PCTechForum.net.
So you definitely want to go ahead and hit the link at the top of the chat, PCTechForum.net, a place where if you are into everything PC, from gaming to leisure to work to whatever it is that you do, hardware, software, you build rigs, you whatever it is that you like to do, this is a place where you can come and have those conversations outside of the realm of maybe your workplace or other places where you might not be able to really flesh out and speak about your ideas as it concerns PC and tech. So definitely click the link at the top of the chat, PCTechForum.net. All right, become a part of the conversation or start one of your own. I know I owe you a bam, 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 bam. You got to hit the like button, bam, bam. You got to I don't know how many likes we need, but I know we probably need some likes. So go ahead and hit the like button. Go ahead and share. Thank you. Pernell Jean-Pierre says she's in her witch hovel. Thank you so much. Rich Turner says sprinkle minus the wig and makeup equals Smokey Robinson. Sprinkle is She-Ra 7. If you don't know her, then it ain't really no way for me to make you know her. She-Ra been on Facebook and YouTube for many a year now, talking that same don't bring no value, try to, you know how to use men. and all of that type of stuff. And it almost, I'm gonna tell you what I thought. It almost seemed like she's staying with somebody because she be low-key whispering. And it seemed like she's staying with somebody and she, you know, only got a limited time or a specific time frame to do them little shows, the little video. And it sounds like they don't want her in there talking at a normal tone and hear that nonsense. It's sounding like she better keep that on the low. Keep it up, keep it low, and keep it cute. Don't nobody want to hear all that, you know what I'm saying, getting excited and laughing and cackling and, you know, sprinkling and all that other kind of stuff. Don't nobody want to hear that. If you're gonna, I don't even want to know you're doing a video. I'm on it so quiet up there. Or down there, wherever she's in an attic or basement. I don't know where she at. Do you understand me? Because she be low-key whispering. She be whispering. See, at least Bang Yang pay rent where she stay. You understand? So she can talk loud and she can laugh and she can, you know what I'm saying, go long as she want and stuff like that. You know. Princella, you know, she pay where she stay. So she ain't got, you know, it's a background. It ain't, at least she ain't in the dungeon. You see what I'm saying? She can talk. You feel me? Because she pay rent or it's a house or wherever it is. You know, I can talk because I pay where I stay. You understand? But when you got to talk like this, looking around, and girl, ladies, you know, you don't want to bring no value to your man now. Sprinkle. You don't want to. You want to be transactional and use him for his money now. And so that when you go on all these dates and stuff like that, make sure you look nice, make sure you smell good, make sure all the, because you want to be able to. You want to be able to, you know, get, if you're not spending $300-400, that's on the low end. If you're not spending that on a date, then he's probably broke. So you want him to spend. Hold on. See, when you got to do that, sprinkle. I can't stand her mouth. I do not like that woman's mouth. She be listening for the key in the door. You know what? Let me. Teresa said she always spoke. You know, she ain't never been loud, but she used to talk normal, in a normal tone. You know, room talk. She used to have an inside voice. But now it's kind of, you know, it's low. She be trying to get them points out fast. She be trying to get them points out fast. Cause whoever she's staying with, they don't want to hear. Thank you so much, Douglas, for your contribution, sweetheart. Thank you. Keith said, nah, Shira, you mean He-Man. Thank you, Miss Mia, for your super sticker, beloved. Thank you so much. Listen. Let me get to this clip because I still ain't showed y'all this clip. I have not. We're going to listen to this clip for a little bit, y'all. This is what inspired it. I want you to hear this nonsense. Okay? I want you to hear the nonsense.
Hey, y'all, it's Auntie Sheila K. So many of y'all are new here thanks to that.
First thing first, y'all can tell I'm in a roasty mood. First thing first, I don't want to hear. I'm not taking no advice from a woman with all that makeup on and ain't got no contouring. You got one dimension to your face. You ain't got no shading, no shadowing, no crease to your eyelid, nothing, Lord. You just there with that foundation on and nothing else. And you ain't even plucked the front of the wig. I don't even wear wigs. And I know you got to pluck the front because that headline heavy in the front. You got to pluck that so it can have some realism to it. Pluck that sensational wig. Don't you come out here, it's kind of shiny and stuff anyway like that. So you can't come out here and don't pluck it, baby. You got to come on now. You too old for that. Now you can know how to get the pluck, but she old. You know, the young ones pluck. We the old school, you get a wig and you put it on, you comb it out or whatever, you put it on. We didn't used to have to pluck. All we used to really have to do is blend your hair to the edge. But these ones have it where you don't got no leave out. So you got to pluck that. You come here with that heavy hairline. And no shade to your face. You got one shade to your face. No character or dimensions. With this plum lipstick, purple, whatever it is. No lip liner or nothing, Lord.
That now viral video I posted on how motherhood marriage is a scam. So I'm glad you guys are here. I wanted to comment on one of the most highly liked comments on that particular post that struck a nerve, because this is some other stuff that wasn't talked about. Miss Lajana Topavlovic, sorry if I mispronounced that, said, now imagine all of that stay-at-home mother stuff, plus working 40 hours a week and being told that you don't want to have intimacy and you are emotional.
If you a stay-at-home mother, you're not working 40 hours a week at a different job. So right then and there. See how they mixes all that stuff up? You either stay at home or you're working. Now, there are occasions where women will work at home, but you're either stay at home or you're working. Because work is still work. Work is still work.
Emotionally unavailable.
Here's something these women don't tell you about claiming they're tired and unemotionally available. These women will meet a man that they like, work a full-time job, working 40 hours a week, cooking and cleaning in her own house, taking care of her kids. Then she'll drive across town, tired, and she'll sleep with the man she likes. And she'll do it for months and even years. Then her and the same man will get married and live in the same house, while she does all the same things she did when they were living in separate houses. And now all of a sudden, she's tired and emotionally unavailable. Now, I'm not saying that a man shouldn't help out, but I'm making a point here. She will divorce that man, continue to do all the same things in the household by herself until she meets another man she likes. Then she will drive across town after having worked 40 hours in a week, taking care of her kids, cooking and cleaning in her own house, and sleep with that man with no complaints about being tired and emotionally unavailable until they live under the same roof together. Then she'll do the same exact thing. I've watched women do this my entire life. The man is right there in the same house, but all of a sudden, she's tired and emotionally unavailable. But of course, they don't want to have that conversation.
Y'all, let's talk about it. First of all, in case you didn't know, this is for my single nieces out there. In case you didn't know that marriage is a scam, I think that video really proved it. And so I'm imploring y'all, because you know this is what my platform is about. Remain single as long as possible.
She said this is what her platform is about. I allowed his commentary to be heard because I'm going to comment on his commentary as well. But you hear what she just said. My platform is for the single nieces to remain single as long as possible. That right there. Not sexless. She didn't say remain sexless. You go and you throw your thought pocket everywhere. But what you don't want to do is get into a committed relationship. She's literally saying it. She's literally saying that her platform promotes single young women to throw their thought pocket everywhere, because she didn't say anything about abstinence. She didn't say anything about whether you was a virgin to stay a virgin. She didn't say anything about conserving your body. She didn't say anything about not having sex with all these different men and stuff like that, and all this dating and blah, 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 blah. She didn't say that. She said single, meaning what you want to do. She's telling young nieces, do not get into a committed relationship. Fight for as long as you can. Be loose and promiscuous as long as possible. We're gonna let her finish this nonsense.
And if you choose to not remain single, be very discriminating and have very, very high standards.
That's right. Have very, very high standards. Have standards so high that you don't even equal the standards that you're requiring in a man.
Very, very high standards, and vet. And also, too, most importantly, remain child-free, because that means freedom. We want to maintain our freedom no matter what.
Okay, so that's good advice, because you don't want to become a single mother. Please continue.
If you do decide the motherhood, mommyhood route, all that stuff, that's cool. But just know you need to be really discriminating. So let's talk about this, because these husbands are also expecting you to work 40 hours a week, because their one income can't take care of a household. So you give it 40 plus hours to a job. You're coming home doing everything in the house. You're responsible for everything with the kids.
I understand that you're warning that.
See how weak these women are? Let's back up. Raul made a very good point when he said that these women will have a job. They work 40 plus hours a week. They be raising their own kids in the house by themselves. They be cooking, cleaning, hopefully. They own place and stuff like that. Then they'll find a man that they want to have sex with, and they'll go to him or be flued out or wherever they go to have sex with this man. And they will, quote unquote, be cool with that for a little while until they want a commitment. Let's just say hypothetically, that man commit to her. They get married. What is the difference? You was cooking, cleaning, and raising kids and going to work to begin with. You was doing that anyway. Now there's a man within the home. The D is in the house. You ain't got to go nowhere to get it. The D right there. He made it convenient. He brought the D into the home. Okay? You ain't got to wonder where you're going to get D from. But you was doing all that stuff before you wasn't tired. Now all of a sudden when the man is there, you're tired. He don't help, you emotionally unavailable, you can't handle it mentally. You leave. You break up, get divorced because you can't take it no more. Only to go back to do the same thing you did. Go to work 40 plus hours, pay all your own bills, raise your kids by yourself, cook by yourself. You ain't got no help in the house. And you got the outsource outside D to get your sexual need met, which may or may not dry up. Because see, the misconception is that women can always get a man to have sex with her. while women are the gatekeepers of sex, which means that we can have more sexual access because we gatekeep that. Please, I want y'all to understand. Not all these women can go get these men to just have sex with them. Do you understand that? I need y'all to know that. It is not as simple as they try to make it seem. Like they can always, it's a reason why these chicks be like, I'm celibate. You know, I haven't had sex. It's not because they don't want no D. It's because these men are not going. They're not going. The men are actually turning them down for sex. The gate is open, but they don't want it. Even some of the pretty ones. I'm not just talking about ugly women or average women. I'm talking about some of these pretty ones. He don't want nothing to do with her. He don't want nothing to do with her. She, in theory. But the reality of her is something that he don't. Men are much more discerning than a lot of people, than other men give them credit for being. Because these chicks be so thirsty for sex that they be like real aggressive with it. And sometimes men don't like that. Why you so masculine with it? There is no mystery. There's nothing for the man to chase. So all that trying to get sex and all that, These women are not out here. Why you think they fighting like they is? Why do you think that they've got to get this validation from social media and post on social media like they do? Why do you think that they have to get this sexual validation, outsource that? Because the men around them, they not hitting it like that. I guarantee you, Brittany Renner is not getting hit like y'all think she getting hit. Because she broke down and told you one of them times them DMs kind of dry there. Pretty as she is, you would think that somebody would just hit it, just to smash it, just to knock it down, even if they're not going to be in a relationship with her. She ain't getting knocked down with the frequency that you think she gets knocked down. She not. I'm a woman. I know. I can tell. She not. Mind too mixed up. She too blah, 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 blah. See, no sex do that to us. Blah, 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 blah. She's too there. She's too there. She not getting hit up like that. I ain't saying there's nobody that would hit her up. That's not what I'm saying. But the man she want to get hit up by he's not there. He's not there. It's a lot of simps in her DM. She don't want them. She don't want them. Them same thirsty dudes been liking her pictures for the last 5 years. She don't want them men. She don't pay them no mind. They invisible to her. But a man that she is that she's attracted to, he's not coming to her DM like that. And he ain't knocking her down. Brittany Renner sit on it more than you think she do. She sit on it more than you think. So because it's these dudes she don't like, she once in a while when she get real desperate. It's like, oh boy, come on. Because I need somebody to do something to it. It's rough when you can't even go back to your baby daddy. When you can't even go back to your baby daddy and get none. I bet you PJ don't touch her. That's why she gets so irritated when his name come up. Because if she would still had sexual access to PJ, when his name come up, she would be smiling and talking crap. But she don't. PJ don't even touch her. Thank you, TB. Saying Anton put me on to you. Keep going, sis. Oh, thank you so much. And shout out to Anton. Thank you, Well Beast. The only thing she's missing is that bucket full of flip-flops, like old girl from Kendra. Oh, God. The bucket of flip-flops. Anyway, thank you, Jeffrey. Said talking about time down there. Shut it down. Thank you, Ruminant. Said Master be back soon. Got to hurry. Sprinkle, sprinkle, you silly. Thank you, Boxing. Kendra, can I take clips of this show and share them on TikTok? Myron Mag is the channel. Sure, go ahead. If you do it, if TikTok allows it, put my channel in there. Thank you, Wrench. Said, hey, man, she looks like a young little Richard. Thank you, Keith. Said she looked like a zombie. Parisha, thank you so much. Said, why do older women co-sign the lie about our obesity being acceptable? Believing them low-key ruined my life before I ever got it started. Tried to talk about it with them now, and it's the same story. We're going to come back to you, Miss Parisha, because this is a part of the lies and the toxicity. They like that. They like that you made the same bad decision that they made because they know where you're going to end up. Thank you, Well Beast. And my last two posts was when I backed up and listened to your comments on Sprinkle Sprinkle. Thank you, Mogul Maze, for your contribution, sweetie. Thank you, What's a King to a God. Said Bertrice looks like she has a hair hat for each loan shark. Thank you, Damien. Said that old broad is intentionally telling them to destroy their lives and they're paying her to do it. Thank you, Eugene. Saying women in no man's land are trying to put young women in the danger zone. Thank you, Boxing. Says she looked like who done it with all that makeup. Thank you, Sydney. Said thank you, Kendra. I would love to hear a deep dive from you about this movement of hating motherhood, family, children is getting disturbing. You know, I was going to talk about that, but the video that I was going to do is gone off of Facebook. You know how they take it, get shame, and they take stuff down off of there. That was actually going to be the show today. If ever that video come back up, I'm going to do a show on it because I can't even articulate it how she articulated it. It was so disturbing, but thank you so much, Miss Sydney. Thank you, Scorched Earth. Says some women are so problematic. No man wants it now, no matter how pretty she is. Thank you, Rodney. Said off topic. I've been watching a lot of replays today. What does rope like okra? Not croak, rope like okra. If you've ever worked with okra as a whole, okra is snotty. Okra got a mucus in it. So when you work with it a lot, that mucus will rope. It'll turn rope-like, especially if you start putting cornmeal and stuff like that on okra. It'll rope. So that's an old folk Southern term. You rope like okra. It means you being overworked. You being worked over. That's what that means. Thank you, Common Man. Said competing with the prostitutes on the block. Yep, getting it in and out of cars with strange men for money. Just saying. Thank you, Miss 39 Dina. And thank you, Utah. Says Sister Davis always believe beautiful ladies can have whomever they want sexually. I guess that's the simp logic I have forever. See, they can't. Not now. Not today's women. Not today's women. They can't do it. They're too toxic. The women themselves are too toxic. And the men are like, the men they want. If you want okra without the mucus, you got to eat fried okra. If you fry it, it won't really have that. But if you boil it, especially whole, you're going to get some of that mucus. You're going to get it. The other things that she said, that she's telling young women. Oh, I said I was going to go back up to Miss Parisha because she bring up a point that's right on time. She said, why do older women co-sign the lie about our obesity being acceptable? Let me answer that. First thing is that the reason why they co-sign any of these lies, Miss Parisha, is because they can't take the L. They can't accept that they have not made any personal betterment or improvement on themselves. They can't accept it. They can't accept it if they are overweight, that they are actually overweight. So they covered up with, oh, I'm thick, I'm this and that. You know, men don't like you when you're real skinny, you know, or he can't really handle a bigger woman, a more woman, and blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, whatever talking point they try to know, that is a cover up for the fact that they actually feel insecure about being too big. They don't like what they see in the mirror, but they are too lazy physically and mentally to do the work. So this is where you getting the BBLs. This is where you getting all the lipo and things of that nature, because they're too weak mentally and physically. Because it takes a mental strength to go in the gym or to get a good eating habit or do your exercises, whatever, to lose the weight. It actually takes discipline and dedication. This is what they don't have. So instead of admitting to younger women such as yourself and saying, it's not that it's acceptable, baby, it's that I failed to do the thing that I was supposed to do. I didn't do what I was supposed to do. They rather cover it up and have you thinking that it's all right. The point of making you think it's all right is so that you don't give them the side eye. So if they're not judged, and if they can spin the narrative so that you don't judge them for their failures, this is why they tell you it's all right. So that when you look at them, you're not looking at them as a failure and judging their failures. Then Miss Parisha goes on to say, believing them low-key ruined my life before I ever got it started. Tried to talk about it with him now, and it's the same story. So I don't know if she's still here, but she sounds really young. Miss Parisha, if you don't mind telling your age, because just based on how you phrase that, I would think that you are in your 20s at least. They helping you ruin your life, trying to, so that you can end up where they are. The more women that end up in the same predicament that they are, rationalizes and justifies to them that they are all right. That's why misery love company. Because if you got somebody with you that's also miserable, you're not that bad. And a lot of people can't handle it when they get in better circles of people and people are up here and you realize you're down here. You realize you're down here. See, they like being the best of the worst. They like being the best of the worst. Please distance yourself from any person that like to be the best of the worst. Like to be the big fish in the little pond. Won't take their butt to a bigger pond because they know that they're going to be a little fish over there. So they want to be big fish in a little pond over here with the younger women. Now, that might be that woman's house back there. But the lie is that if you make enough money and you have a good career and you are able to travel to fancy places and have fancy, that you're going to be happy. No, you won't. No, you won't. No, you won't. Not everybody want to be married, says the ones who could never get married. I'm going to tell you the biggest difference. And I see Miss Parisha say, I can see that weakness that they train into me, because trying to fix my body is the hardest thing I've ever dealt with. And without the men, where do we draw strength? And she's 26. See, you're still young. And I'm glad that you are coming out of it and trying to do and improve yourself. It is difficult to go on a weight loss journey where you're actually doing the work to lose the weight. But I guarantee you, as somebody who has been on a weight loss journey, and I'm still tightening things up, I'm not done. It is one of the most rewarding things ever. For all of them struggles, sit-ups, push-ups, squats, whatever you doing, struggling through a Zumba, or you struggling through a HIIT class, or you struggling through biking, or you struggling on the treadmill, or whatever it is that you're doing, you struggling with your cravings and things like that. For every victory, you feel accomplished. If you can actually get through that workout, you feel accomplished. When you can say, I'm not going to eat them cookies. I'm not going to eat them. I'm not even going to buy them. I'm going to drink my water, and I'm going to be okay. I am not going to die without these cookies. I'm not going to die without these chips. I'm not. I'm going to die with them. What I'm going to do. And when you see them pounds start going away, when you see your body change, when you look in the mirror, you've been working, doing the work for 2, 3, 4, 5 months, and you look in that mirror and you be like, oh, that moment when you realize you got to go down a size in your pants, you be like, oh, okay, all right, well, it worked then. I guarantee you, Miss Parisha. So you keep going, baby. You keep going. Because it was never promised that it would be easy, but you will be rewarded. The hardship produces a better you. It's too much ease that make you fail. The hardship is better because it builds you. You learn from it. You learn who you are, and you learn who you're not. Thank you, Utah said it is as if hyenas love and obsessed with self-hate. They do. Thank you, Miss Parisha. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you, Terrence said facts preach. Thank you so much, sweetheart. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I greatly appreciate your contribution, beloved. And thank you, Andre said, why are these modern women living vicariously through the younger ones? Because they're trying to destroy them. I need the younger women to understand that it is purposeful. What Miss Parisha is going through, purposeful. There is a purpose in it. That it is not completely just mindless. You're being held back by those that would rather see you held back than move further than they've ever been. This is why I talk about the lost value system. and the 10 life value system and them being opposite. Please distance yourself from people that live this way. People that live and want wealth, but they discard and disregard their internal values, their spiritual value, their health value, their family, their parents. They disregard these things and they only focus on these external things, but then they never actually get them because they mind ain't right and their spirit ain't right. Do not. If you're the best person in the room, you're in the wrong room. If you're the smartest person, if you're the wealthiest person, if you're the most disciplined person in the room, then you are in the wrong room. Go to a different room where you're not the best, because in that room you can learn. And in that room you can grow. You not have to be limited by strong and independent garbage mantra. Oh, I don't need no man and I can do this. I can do no, and no. The whole entire human race has not gotten to this point because that was true. All right. So I just wanted to give a little bit of encouragement to Miss Parisha and to others who might actually be in her position as well. All right. She said, thank you. I ran a mile for the first time in my life the other day. I have so far to go to be healthy, but I'm happy. Excuse me. I'm happy I'm starting to really digest the message. And I'm happy for you that running and whatever it is that you're doing, keep it up. Keep going. You will surprise yourself at what you can do, stuff that you didn't think you could do. And then take that from the workout and put it in other parts of your life. Put it in your spiritual value. Put it in, you already working on your health value. Put it on your family value. Put it in your appearance value. Put it in your dwelling value. That concept, that mindset. Thank you, Ms. Lucchese. Examining women who are telling that the life they're living is going to make you happy. Their lives generally match their bad decisions because they don't be happy at all. They be too mad. And that's why they come to social media to tell y'all to do the same thing. Lying if they say they don't want no man, lies. Yes, we do. Anyway, go ahead and go to crimsoncure.com. Get your copy of Reclaiming the Black Feminine, Lies of Feminism, and the Road to Recovery. The links are in the description box. All right. I want y'all to jump down in the comment section and let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.